earlier on in the game, although all 20 squads are still up until, what, Circle 2, Circle 3, so it looked like there was some pretty quick, fast-paced action and resets at the very beginning of that first game.
Yeah, there were a lot of resets that I didn't actually think people were gonna allow to have happened. I feel like, yo, this is ALGS. You can't allow a team to reset. You've got to get on that hyper-aggression. We saw Vex just hunt down their prey, Corpo, in map number 1, and I think we're gonna see a lot of that characteristics as these teams jump into their drop POIs, and I don't know if any of these teams will change. We're looking at you, Echo Esports. You won that contest over there at the Down Beast over Game Ward, and you can see right now Scars, Element 6, everyone's kind of making their way to that north area of the map, but it looks like Echo and Game Ward are both coming to set themselves up for the Down Beast, but we get a similar map as the one in the first. Sure, it's gonna pull just outside of the Down Beast, but Scars themselves gonna find another advantage.
Yeah, this is going to be another one of those northern-esque circles, which is going to be fantastic news for Scars and the team composition that they're rocking. I'm wondering how the 50-50 and Down Beast is going down between Game Ward and Echo, because that's going to be important to note for any of these teams around them in the area, Scars, E6, to feast upon a third party if they have that opportunity. Scars are going to take their time to loot here, but they're getting some amazing loot while they're at it. I mean, look at this, 2 purple Evos. You see Jerovic, who's still struggling just a little bit, but just a matter of time, and they even paint a gold extended energy mag. I mean, what a way to start things off with your Scars, because this is one of those teams that are looking to bunker down, that are looking to take their time to rotate, so the better loot that they have, the better situation they're in.
I mean, I don't think you could ask for much better loot. 2 purples and a blue, an extended energy mag for the vault, absolutely setting themselves up for success. It's kind of like the Apex gods really want them to find some success here today, but Echo Esports still on top of the Down Beast and relatively calm. It looks like they're trying to get a line of sight on where Game Ward might have went. I love the aggression though. They're kind of like, hey, let's take this, let's settle down, we get some KP, but I would like to see Game Ward kind of show out the former Licite de France roster. You've got Yolu being, I believe, the youngest player in the Emea region, so that's absolutely massive. If you're going to come into Pro League, I think like 17 years old, you might as well throw down. This is a great way to start. And I mean, if I was 17 playing in Pro League, think of where he'll be in like 2 to 3 years. A menace.
I know, it's insane. It's insane how much young talent we have in the ALGS. These young legends that are creating such an amazing career for themselves in the pro Apex scene. They're looking out for Echo Esports, who are underneath them. I mean, with Game Ward, or rather, Game Ward underneath them, but with Echo Esports rocking the Seer, they know exactly where Game Ward's going to be if they try to counter-rotate around that Down Beast area. But with that fight, or rather that skirmish that's going down, since no shots have been taken just yet, you can expect a lot of these other teams to get involved soon. You can even hear VZN actually pulling up on top of Scars. And we're hearing the missile swarm coming in, and so VZN, playing on the outskirts of this building, are looking to get involved in an early fight themselves.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I've been waiting to see. I want to see a solid 3v3 fight out of VZN, but let's cut on over to Nightmare Esports, that Polish roster, and Denze, Limek, and Seven. You can see right now they clearly have the health advantage on the team, and Denze going in with that Valve, repositioning, hip firing the flatline, was able to get some shields off on the inside. So they're going to have to put a little bit more damage, but a Thermite going to cause them a little bit of punishment, but that's going to be Reply Totem.
Wow.
First here in map number 2, and they were in the top 3 on map number 1, so Nightmare Esports, they're looking to throw a wrench into Reply Totem's kind of series score here.
Ooh, you kidding me right now? Reply Totem, after they just had a fantastic game number 1, getting second with 8 KP. They unfortunately were caught out of position against Nightmare, who were able to take that fight so quick as well, secure that southern part of the circle, but also most importantly, that beacon, as VZN are in this fight. We saw that they're on the outskirts of Scars and they're building. I'm expecting the circle to pull in this direction, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's 3 to 4 other teams already rotating in this direction. VZN, though, with BJ, is going to be able to take a lot of pressure. He's going to be able to back off, reset with the shield bat, while the rest of the VZN members are going to be able to rotate back in.
Yeah, and I love the synergy that they're exhibiting here, right? VJ and Zane kind of able to take on that pressure while the other teammate is allowed to heal, but Zane just absolutely getting lit up. The issue is, can you get a good line of sight around this tree and the rock? Seer Tactical going out, providing a little bit of information. You can see right now, VZN knows they have the health advantage, and I fully expect them, but look at Nox, just kind of waiting, watching that other line of sight, making sure that no one else is approaching for the rear, but VJ going to fall, and going for that quick reset is what they're going to need to do, as Startify Esports is going getting out of the lobby in 19th place. So 18 squads remaining and our first 3v3 from VZN.
Hasta la vista, back to the lobby, started fight. I'm sorry. VZN, though, with a great fight off of that, and not getting third party does highlight how some of these squads, like Scars, are just looking to stay put in that next circle positioning. They're not risking giving away any free real estate because, again, it just works into their team comp. It works into the plan that they want here. So they're just going to be able to stay put inside of those buildings, looking at the way that other teams are going to be rotating through that choke point that's to the south of them, leaving Mill, wondering which of those other squads are going to meet up with VZN, because although VZN are inside a building, they're not rocking the Watson. It's not like they need to bunker down exactly. They can hang out on top of these rocks to have the high ground advantage and to pressure out the likes of any team that is rotating through that choke point that you see Nag shooting at.
I mean, you can basically be a menace to society at these points. I've actually kind of reviewed these buildings. I believe there's approximately 14 different entryways between the doors and the windows of those cluster of buildings on the south of Checkpoint, and it's just not a place that you want. But Alliance right now still hanging out near the wall, trying to make their way into that next zone, but it's kind of spicy. I'm actually liking what I'm seeing. Sure, they're currently sitting in 11th after map number 1, but this is the moment, right? They looked a lot better. That fight against Na'Vi before Na'Vi decided to disengage with that skyward dive, and you can see Alliance right now headed to the skies as well, so they need to get a good position. But the question is, how much real estate is going to be available? A lot of these teams that are playing more zone have already kind of set up shop, and they're claiming that moment. But this is where the spiciness comes into play.
Absolutely, and because they want to rotate towards checkpoint, since this is where the circle is going to be pulling, they're going to be forced to rotate from the low to high ground. You could expect squads to already take up the real estate that is already in checkpoint. You could expect squads to be on the outskirts of the building, because usually for a circle like this, we usually see it pulling south of checkpoint. So going through this choke point, at least from the north side, you won't have too many squads trying to contest you. As you can see Na'Vi already getting a knock onto Echo, who have been getting contested for the last 2 games, like we said before, off of RIP. They lose out on one of their teammates. They're looking to see if they have an opportunity to escape through this alleyway, because Navi's got their number, they've got their heads, and they have the information to pinpoint exactly where they're at.
Look, I do not like fighting in these bunkers, right? And this is a spicy moment because you can see Echo Esports has already utilized their exhibit. Now Na'Vi gonna pull out their own and be able to just descend upon them. Nades ensuing. Yeah, you're gonna try to counteract that with the black hole, but that's only 180 HP. They're gonna take it down like it's no problem. Use all the grenades you want, but the issue with this is it's going to be incredibly loud. And the moment you take over this bunker fight and you win that, you're gonna have another team say, hey, I'm gonna come take over what you just got as well, because we are on that outside of the zone, and there is the ability for people to still try to push in there. But the fact is, Echo Esports is bunkered down in there with nowhere to go. It's like, I don't know, fish in a bowl at this point, and you've got a shark looking to grab you.
Navi's hungry. You can see the pings going down. They see and pinpoint that there is a squad on the outskirts, maybe trying to take advantage of this position. Because like you mentioned, Tiff, you have this fight going on. You're making a lot of noise. You're playing by the edge of the circle, and this is going to work into the game plan of Alliance. It's a game ward who like to play on the edge more so than not. So Na'Vi, understanding the situation, are looking to their backs, are looking in front of them, looking around the corner saying, we still see you. We know that you're waiting on an opportunity. So they're not going to fully send it inside of the bunker, even if they're playing at an advantage in terms of their number advantage, but they're hungry. They don't want to give up. You can see Sean actually taking a lot of damage, looking to back off just right now, but he's out of their line of sight, and he's allowing the rest of Na'Vi to kind of bait them to actually funnel outside.
I think it's one of those moments where you just have to ask yourself, is this 2 eliminations worth me potentially getting taken out of the game right now? Like, will I be okay with that? And that's when you have to worry, like, maybe I should just disengage and start my rotation. But coming on over to V2, living their best life, just trying to make their way in. But Vex Gaming, no stranger to the aggressive nature, making light work of Fire Beavers. I believe there's just one left standing that they need to go ahead and fight, and you're just going in as a trio trying to take them out. They have all the information available to them. Matafe with that wingman going out, and all they wrote for Fire Beavers. That's a scary sight. Let me just tell you, Vicky, the moment that Vex has you in their sight, they've already taken down 2 of you, and you're the last one trying to disengage. You're not going anywhere, whether it's Corpa or Fire Beavers. You're not surviving.
And they needed that there too. Of course, we saw earlier on that Vex Gaming going down a lot earlier than we were expecting in that first game. And after cleaning up some KP, you can hear the pings going down before they're able to replenish all their material. You can see the car in the hands of Tyler, who had an amazing first day as an individual player popping off. He's got the gold extended light mag as well too. While they're in the middle of this rotation, why don't we take a look and jump into a listen with Vex Gaming while they plan their next move.
They can walk up through zone as well, don't forget.
I don't see anyone playing this.
This direction calls.
I'm gonna check out back 1 sec then.
Let us go.
There's
Right,
there's a team playing right, we should just clean the like kill this
I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone prowlers.
Yeah, I'm gonna scan these buildings.
I'm just fucked up with me.
Let's see next zone, to be honest.
I'm just a bit scared.
I'm gonna slide down a bit and scan. Yeah, this is all free for now.
Nice.
Yeah, everything?
These two buildings, yeah. Like, we need to clear that out and
Flame draws me this way.
like we have so many options there. We should go now. Like, we just saw like all of this is free, so we have like a minute time before anyone can 3B.
Yeah.
Just watch out this cross here, watch out this cross here.
I'm just checking out back one more time, okay?
No,
People
come now.
People might think running here. Look.
Yeah.
Running here.
away.
Get to the building first,
Yeah, we can 100%. But they're running around. Yeah, they're running around.
and we can mirror them. Are they
They're
fighting
fighting.
here?
Wait, they're fighting in here. Yeah, fighting in there.
Yeah, go close.
Okay,
There's no
I'm
knocks
walking
here.
I'm pretty sure they've been fighting for so long, actually.
Yeah, there's PK fight.
I'm coming.
One guy got thirsted. We wanna 3P this, but then we wanna come back out here, okay? We don't have to
Yeah.
play the building.
Yeah.
Caustic chops. Watch out for caustic chops. It's a caustic
Yeah,
team
I'm still
inside.
think
Yeah.
I'm gonna get scouted.
Windows.
Careful.
It's still 2 teams, guys.
Yeah, I don't think we fight this.
Watch out,
We get
watch out.
4 teams. We'll come back.
Okay, I'm holding blind, okay? I'm
We're gonna get knocked.
You good,
Oh
Tyler?
my
Yes.
god.
We need-
Yeah, we need to. Anyone have a medkit? I have syringes.
Hey, guy on the bridge! Fuck, you need to shoot for me right now. No, actually, I think we're fine here.
We have to check if there's not.
They just wiped it. Wait, let me get a scan in. Watch left. Let me get a scan. Just let me get a
Okay,
scan.
I'm watching
Go
back.
watch left because I'm healing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think they're committing now fully. Can we just run in together?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see
Oh,
us? Can you see us?
wait. No, it's still two teams.
Vex Gaming, with all the comms in the world, to disengage, re-engage, seeing that they're put into a pretty difficult situation with another squad to their left. This is the risk that you run if you try to fully send it into a fight, maybe try to time a third party inside these buildings that we already knew that a lot of these teams made and took their time into getting there first before all these other teams were forced to rotate on the outskirts of the circle. You can see Vex Gaming now putting down some pings onto a squad to their left. It looks like their backs are clear to the right, but if they do get stuck here, this is going to be an easy choke point for the other squads inside these buildings to force their way out.
Yeah, and I think they realized that had they pushed in there, they were going to get completely sandwiched, and Vex is doing the right thing here. They've got a line of sight on a team on the outsides. It's going to be game ward. They don't even have the advantage because Yolu is out. It's going to be a 2v3, and Psychop right now is going to be forced to put as much damage as they can down. But you know when Vex Gaming has you in their sight, there's nothing you can do to combat their aggressive nature because they are just absolutely flowing right now. And sure, they've only been with Vex for about 5 months right now, formerly Bosch, but Aimbot going to fall. That means Psychop, last person standing here for the Game Ward team. Can you combat this in the 1v3? It would be a miracle, but Vex Gaming going to take down Game Ward, done and dusted, and they took minimal damage while doing so, and they're gonna reap the rewards. They get the splendor, the loot, and they're still alive. The question is, will there be a third party, or are you gonna have to push into that chokehold where all that chaos was standing?
I think they took that fight fast enough to at least avoid and ward off any third-party potential. We do know that there are other squads that like to hang out on the edge of this circle, but they're not going to get pushed for right now. They saw the advantage, saw the man advantage that they had, and fully capitalized onto Game Ward, as we can see a fight happening in Checkpoint where the circle is going to be pulling away. Yeah, only a little sliver of Checkpoint is in that next circle, but with so many other squads making the rotation from the north side of Checkpoint, such as Alliance that we tuned into earlier after they used the Skyward Dive, and I believe one other team that's sharing up this real estate, Horizon, are looking to inch their way into that next circle, but they have to first make sure that their backs are cleared off.
Well, I mean, if you're going to hold the top at checkpoint here, you need to hold this for as long as possible. But the issue is when that ring starts to pull, are you going to be forced off the high ground? Because I feel like you need to take it and get out of there sooner rather than later. Because the moment that you go to jump in, all of the eyes are going to be on you. But look who's in an engagement already. It's going to be Na'Vi. It's going to be Vex. And Na'Vi looking a little worse for wear right now. But Tron right now trying to put as much damage down as possible. Following up with a nice stick. If you're going to get him, you've got to get that stick onto him. Now Vex going to have a very hard time as Unlucky falls down.
True to his name, as Vex Gaming get deleted here, Na'Vi had a bit of the edge though in terms of information, because this is the team that was playing on the edge, looking on the outskirts at the Vex versus Game Ward fight originally. So they knew that Vex wanted to rotate in this direction. They didn't want to rotate through the choke point, that this chaos is going down. And as Nightmare Esports are playing inside the outskirts of one of these buildings, watch out for those arc stars though. You gotta juggle it like you're in a circus. They're gonna be backing up after getting some of that information with that exhibition, but now getting out of that range, they're just looking to reset, looking to their backs to make sure that no other squad wants to rotate around this rock, because if they're forced to go into this next circle, they want to go through this position because they're already going to get gate kept by the other teams inside of the buildings.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you have to be critically aware of. There's so many choke points here in this particular area of the map, but VZN finding some real estate on the inside, but we've talked about this, that Seer, Horizon, Valcomp is not going to allude to having some reinforcements, but Nightmare Esports running into a little bit of a scuffle here on the outskirts with that ring closing. They're going to have to pick a side. Which way do we want to go in? And it's going to have to be this one. There's no time to go back in on this. So you're going to be rotating in underneath that, and VZN's going to be there waiting in that building. But Aurora, Vicky, this was your team to watch, getting a little bit spicy against Na'Vi as Cleavy is down right now. Can Malion and Ranches answer back and be able to get this on the way?
There are so many fights happening on each choke point part of checkpoint. You can see Aurora holding on to Seer. Life Ranches popping the Phoenix Pit. Quite literally the definition of one. You can try to make up some makeshift cover if you're on the Cossack, but Na'Vi approaching from the low ground are continuously beaming down Aurora. The missile swarm not finding it just yet, but Rugby from behind gets pinged by a wingman. Who's on the other side? Then no other than Horizon, who have inched their way down from checkpoint while not giving up the high ground at the same time. A lot of these teams aren't inside this next circle, and let's not forget Scars called this circle first, as Na'Vi are in a lot of trouble losing out on Sanya.
This is going to be super spicy. This is not the position you want to find yourself in. You do not have the advantage here, but your nade is going to throw a lot of damage down. It's going to help you, right? But they have to go ahead and get this reset sooner rather than later. And Alliance right now still holding a high ground advantage. Mandy dropping down, hitting that grab lift, hitting that bat. This is exactly why I feel like Mandy getting back on Horizon was a good choice as the shots go out. Sure, he's going to get taken down in that 2v1, but Yuki and Hawkus back in for the action to clean it up.
Oh my goodness, the way that they just rotated outside of that fight into backing up the rest of the squad here. Alliance looking to reset. They got the gold knockdown shield here too. And with Horizon now creeping up on them, it's a good thing they had it as well. They also got the Watson ult as to play off to the side just to passively charge those evil shields. But the beamage and the high ground goes in favor to Alliance. As we jump into a listening with Alliance, we're going to see where the next moves are going to be.
He's over here.
Pop themselves.
Oh. Left space, left side. 40 on this guy.
Yeah.
And he's looking for light.
We're gonna play right. Actually, no. Focus right side. Focus right side. Focus right side.
Okay.
We have the entire space. We have the tree here and the rock here.
120.
I'm sliding on. You guys hold cover. Go late as possible. As late as possible. You shoot as if you can. Shoot as much as you can.
We have to clear the left team. How much light ammo do you have, Monday?
No, dude, we're good. Just play the tree. Slide onto the tree. We can swing my right side and pitch him. Come.
Yeah.
We're swinging right side. I'm gonna see to this.
I'm with you.
I'm peeking.
You're looking.
Yeah, that's fine. We have the entire side.
Yeah.
It's tilted as well. Let's play slow.
Do we play
We have the outside.
Minus.
Just play the
50
pitch
red.
them.
These guys are fucked. These guys put you
I'm
outside.
trying to.
Okay.
One big kill bow. Kill bow. One big kill bow.
I can't shoot here.
We have to swing forward, guys. I'm batting.
Wait, it's
40.
not.
Behind us. Send forward.
You're low right now.
Peeking me.
Forward.
Yeah. 50 on him. I'm queuing out here on me, okay?
Nice.
Queue,
Send it.
I'm sending.
Nice. Arms up.
Oh no, and with those knocks one by one as they fall, Alliance are forcing their way in. Navi had one heck of a game, but it's only down to 1 here. 4 squads left for Alliance to actually dominate, and they forced their way into this circle. You can hear the comms coming down as Navi get finished off. 3 squads left with Alliance, Nightmare, and Horizon left in this lobby as unfinished squads, duos, rather, to play off of the one full squad that's alive, that is Alliance.
Look, if you're going to have numbers advantage, this is when you want it. I love the positioning here from Alliance. The comms were on point. You can tell that that team synergy is working out so much better now that Mondi has taken on that role with Horizon, just so much more comfortable. And couple that with a Rampage that's getting heated up right now. You throw the Thermite in, they just need a line of sight, and you know the damage is about to ensue. The question is, will Horizon, Nightmare Esports, or Alliance come out on top? And look at the Rock. They're a little bit separated, right? You got Hackis right now taking a missile swarm to the face behind the Rock. Horizon, that duo 0-0 and Urban trying to find something, anything that they can do, but Zero is going to fall. This is going to make the Q happen because Nightmare Esports has their attention on Horizon, and Alliance is just going to capitalize on this moment. You've got Alliance, you've got Nightmare Esports, the numbers advantage in the hands of Alliance. They just need to make this happen. Great black hole from Monty right now, and they're going to get sucked up in it now. All the damage going out. Monty, his last week here in the ALGS for Alliance, is going to come out on top here in map number 2.
Alliance coming on top, and they had so much KP to their name as well, Tiff. You could hear the comms. You could hear how they wanted to go for a split push as well. Nice off